everyone, and welcome to the Spiritual Insight Show. I am Reverend Tiffany White, Sage Woman, and I'm so happy to be here. I can't even talk. I am so happy to be back. Last week was a vacation from all of the Goldylocks production shows. The whole week there wasn't any shows all week long. It was a nice vacation, nice time with the family. It was very much needed, and I just hope that everyone does take the time to have some fun. And you don't even have to go anywhere if you don't want to, or go too far. The whole thing is that we do take time for ourselves. So and we can do that every day just by going outside, and just even if it's just for a couple of minutes, but it's really necessary to make sure that we are connecting deep within us, that we get away from everything else. I don't want to say drama, but we get away from everything else around us, and we just take time to connect within us. So I would like to tell those that are listening via radio, I'm not going to be taking calls this evening. If you would like to check out the live TV show, you may do so by going to the TV page on the Goldylocks Productions website. And that is, the link is there on the Blog Talk Radio. For those that are on the computer and can see the link, you can just click on that link and be taken right to the TV show. For those of you who are listening only, maybe on the phone, again, easier way is if you go to my blog, whitesagewoman.me, whitesagewoman.me, and you will see the show promo. Scroll down and click on the link, and you will be able to see me live on TV. There is a chat box on TV. I like to interact with those in chat, and if you have a question that's on topic with the show, I'd be happy to answer it. But there's not going to be any answer your psychic question this evening. All right, we're going to have some very deep very great discussions this evening. The topics that actually only came to me like 10 minutes ago. I just let spirit, let the universe dictate what we're going to talk about. Is dragons, angels, and unicorns. Ooh. Oh my. Anyway, again, I want to welcome everybody, the viewers. Thank you for watching live. And if you happen to be watching it live and listening on the radio, please know that there is like a 5-second delay if you try to listen to it via your phone, or listen to it via computer on Blog Talk Radio. So I just want you to know that if you're on your computer, just go ahead and watch it then from the TV page on the Goldylocks Productions website. Alright, and that's Goldylocks Productions, CT for Connecticut.com, and click on TV. Alright, so, just so great to be back. A couple of weeks ago, my last show, those who had followed, the discussion was about a newly channeled, but it's not really new. It's just the next step of healing. It's cosmic heart healing, and this is something now that I offer this type of healing. It's on my website, whitesagewoman.com. If you would like to go check that out, there is a video, and this is connecting with the cosmic heart, with God, the heart of the universe, whatever you call creator. It's fine. It's like cosmic heart. You're dealing with these very high vibrational energies we can go up to the cosmic heart, and we can also bring those high vibration energies of the cosmic heart back down to our dimensions and to our vibrations. And many of us are doing this. Many of us, the healers or light workers, or however you want to be called, we have really activated so much going on. And how can you tell right now? Because stargates have opened. We are in tremendous times. If you turn off the TV and don't pay attention and think that, hey, we're going to hell in a handbasket. No, well, that's lower vibration. That's 3D. You know, that's hell right there. Third dimension right there. We've been in it for a very long time. We can't go any lower. It's time to go back up. It's time to bring balance. How about that? Balance. Let's bring balance back. All right. So for those of you who have watched and listened to the show before, you know I like to start off with, first off, thanking everyone for being here, taking time out of your busy schedule to sit in sacred circle with each of us this evening. Whether you are listening or viewing live, or you're going to view this in archives, or listen to it in archives on radio, thank you so much for taking that time. It's greatly appreciated. And as we sit in circle, each and every one of us, we're sharing our healing energies with each other. So I want you to know that and to understand that and feel that. Take a couple of deep breaths every once in a while throughout this show, just to feel the loving energy that's spinning around to each and every one of you. All right, to all of us. So I like to start with the crystal message, because crystals are very powerful. I don't think I need to really explain any more than that, because a lot of us really are into crystals, and we understand and know how they work. And if they don't, you can notify me, and I'll help you with that. I do have a Crystal Reiki online course if you would like to take that and work with those energies a little bit more. But all you got to do is, anyone that's ever held a crystal and that's bought crystals, whether it's in jewelry or just to hold, you know how powerful they are. So the crystal message, the crystal that showed up for this week is red goldstone. Red goldstone. Now, goldstone comes in different colors. Goldstone is just that. It looks gold, and it looks like sparkly. It looks like someone put glitter and gold paint. But this is red, so it's red sparkles. It's really pretty. And I've seen the blue goldstone. I mean, they come in different colors. They're very powerful gemstones. And it's a stone of courage and spiritual direction. It stimulates physical and spiritual energies. That's beautiful. It's a balance. Physical and spiritual. The mind, body, and soul. The mind embodies the physical, the soul's the spiritual. There you go, balance. Perfect message. Perfect gemstone to show up for this evening. So again, check that out. They're very, very powerful to hold. And if you haven't had a meditation with them, you don't really have to meditate with it. You can just hold it and pay attention to the sensation. Does your hand heat up, or is it cool? Does your hand tingle? That type of thing. Pay attention. Does it have a message for you? Is it saying anything? And maybe you might even get a picture of where it was in the land, where it was dug up. So it's, very, very important to communicate, because they want to communicate with you. Communicate with these pieces of earth. Yeah, this is from Mother Earth, our beautiful Earth. Alright, so then what I'd like to do is a power animal message. And the power animal that showed up is reindeer. Now I know many of us are in summer and we're laughing, you know, and I had to laugh. I was like, reindeer, okay. But when the reindeer showed what the reindeer represents, it's right on. And reindeers aren't just alive during winter time. They're alive in nice weather too. So sure, why can't they show up for the summer, right? So the reindeer power animal for all of us represents the power of wandering. Remember that beautiful quote, not all who wander are lost. Getting out of your comfort zone. Go, you know, wander around, try something different. As long as you're not putting yourself in danger, and that's always to consider. Just make sure that you are asking for guidance from your highest and greatest when you're making decisions. But most definitely get out and wander and explore. Reindeer also represents connection to home while traveling. Now we can put this in the physical sense, and also in the spiritual sense. Those that like to astral travel, you still have the connection back to your body, and at the same time you have connection to your light body or your rainbow body. There is protection while traveling, most definitely, and reindeer also represents social skills within the community. The ability to communicate within the community is very important. Communication is very important. And then maintaining your uniqueness, your soul identity, and we've heard this called like your soul print, just different, your soul thumbprint, however you want to call that or classify it, but it's your divine identity in group situations. So that means that you're not following everyone else in the community, in the group, but it's you are standing true to who you are. And if it feels right, then do so. If it doesn't, then okay. You know, you should be able to in the community, and this is the thing, is we all should be able to communicate with each other without creating violence, hate, and turmoil. We shouldn't take things so darn personal, and we should be able to express how we feel without anyone getting all upset. Alright? And this is a daily challenge. I know we all have to, okay, wait a minute, am I going to take this personal or am I not? And, you know, when we catch ourselves like that, pat yourself on the back, because catching it is wow, that's huge. That is half the challenge right there. You just cut the challenge in half, and all you've got to do is just work through that. Be honest with yourself, you know, about it. I would like to give a little example just today, and I know we're usually kind of private, and it's like, oh, I don't want to air my stuff, but it's not so much airing things as it is sharing. All right, and how else are we going to assist each other or help one another if we're not sharing our experiences? And just how something that can be so very little, we can suddenly just spin that right out of balance. And so, let me get some water here. Hope y'all are staying hydrated. So the example of what I was talking about how not to take anything personal, is that we have a neighbor that was taken to the hospital last week. He's an elderly neighbor. He's like family to us. We just adore him. And so his family, who live about an hour away, they come in and whenever he's in the hospital, they're here almost daily to visit him and to make sure he's okay. Of course, has had a reoccurring issue, health issue. So this is why. This isn't anything new. We kind of got, I don't want to say a system down, but we kind of do. So it was, I have been collecting, or we have been collecting the newspaper and mail for him because it gets overflowed very quickly, and he's right across the street. So it's no problem for us to do that, and then we'll just take it over to the family when we see them. And so, then I took the newspaper and the mail from the last several days over there this afternoon when I saw that they were there, and I was hoping, is he home now? Did they bring him home? And he wasn't. He's in ICU, and you know, this is a great time for everyone just to send out healing to all those in need. If it's their time to go, this will help them transition very easy. All right, and it's healing energy is easily absorbed by all those who are willing to accept it, okay, and to embrace it. So let's do this. I hope you do this every day. It's just to send out healing in all directions to all those in need. It's just that simple, and it's that powerful. All right, and you can say heart-to-heart connection. Let's connect heart to heart. Let's connect from heart to cosmic heart and down to the other heart. You know, forming, look, a pyramid, really. Our heart, cosmic heart, to the heart that you want to send it to. And it doesn't have to be a specific person, but we all know people who could use specific healing. And then you just send it out to those who need it. And how many of you have received a healing without maybe realizing it, when you suddenly just feel so happy and you feel like, you know, everything is going to be okay. And it's like this sudden little wave. And whether you want to thank your angels or guides or a loved one that likes to visit you, it doesn't matter, just as long as you're grateful and are thankful for that energy. All right? Okay. Because you never know who's sending it. And you don't even have to know who's sending it. You don't have to know the person, is what I mean. Because soul to soul, we all know each other. Off this earth plane, we all know who each other are. All right, so let me get back to the story here. So I took the newspaper and mail over there and wanted to check on them, and was greeted by one of the family members. And I understand the family is under a lot of stress, a lot of driving, a lot of time off from work, and so it was like, oh, well, you know, we had it set up for somebody to come by and get the paper and the mail. And I was like, well, no one's been by the last several days, you know. And the thing we like to always make sure, you know this, who wants to have newspaper, a pile of newspapers in mail is a dead giveaway that someone's not there. So it's security issues too, taking care of our neighbors, making sure that a place like that doesn't create, you know, a target for those who go around looking just for that. So, you know, I had a choice of, wow, she's getting kind of snippy at me, and am I going to take this personal, or, you know what, it's okay. I know we have good intentions, we meant well, and they're under a lot of stress. So I'm just going to let this all go. That's fine. And so I told her, I said, oh, okay. Now, if you have somebody that's going to come by, then I'll just leave it alone. We'll just leave it alone. Just let it be. Just let it be. Sometimes that's all you're going to do is walk away. Just let it be. And because I was like, you know, if you need us, they have the phone number. Call. If they want me to help, they'll call me. So I was like, okay, that's fine. But you catch yourself going, oh, I'm not going to take this personal. Oh, let me lick my wounds. No. It's like, let me address it right now. Why do I feel this way? And of course we can sit here and we can ponder it for a very long time, and we're not meant to do that, by the way. We're not meant to sit there and, was it her tone? Was it anything? We can go through a whole list of scenarios, and sometimes we make stuff up just to make it fit. Well, we can be so wrong in us trying to rationalize it away. So, so it was like, you know what? I know they're good people. They're just under stress. I'm not going to take anything personal, and I send them love and light. And I actually came back inside, sat down for a few minutes, and sent out heart-to-heart healing to all of the family. And I felt so much better. And guess what? That whole feeling of wanting to take it personal just went away. It just washed away. It just stopped as soon as I took myself out of the situation and took it to a higher vibration. Hey, guess what? That's pretty powerful. And so, yes, these things can happen on a daily basis, but if we catch it, we get really good at catching it, and we can fix it fast. And that's what it took. I was able to fix it pretty darn fast and walk away feeling better. And I was done. The mind didn't go back to it and let's nitpick at it some more. No. Because your mind learns to stop doing that. All right. So that's... I wanted to share that with you. Just to show you that we all have these everyday occurrences. We know we do. And how to apply that to your daily life. All right, so, dragons, angels, and unicorns. Oh my. It's not fantasy or fairy tale. Everyone understands we are not stuck in 3D. Well, let me just say it this way. We are ascending, whether we're ready or not. The earth has already begun her ascension to the 5th dimension. Alright? Now, those who want to go willingly will go. Those who don't, they'll just be absorbed back into creation. I mean, it's not like, oh my gosh, like I said, end of the world kind of thing. It's going to be end of the world for those who like doom and gloom. Unless they can let's take that to balance. Take it to balance. Those that are greedy, those that think they're in power, all of this is changing. It really is. Know this. And things always tend to get worse before they get better. It's already worse right now, right? So now, there used to be a time when life on this earth plane was high dimensional, was 5th dimensional and higher when we had our light bodies. Well, now we have these physical bodies, and this is why this is going to be different this time when we are fully, when our 12 strands of DNA, or I should say when all our strands of DNA, because there's 12 for our physical body, 12 for our light body or rainbow body, whatever you want to call it. So it's 24 strands of DNA, and then there's 12 chakras that are very important in this whole ascension process. And I do cover that in the cosmic heart healing. It's that video that's on there does explain a lot, but for continued support and to help break habits, there's a 6-week program. You can spend 1 hour with me every week for 6 weeks, so that we can really, what we're doing now is we're expanding each chakra, getting each chakra ready for the 5th dimension, or to accept the 5th dimension energies that's already there, and we just need to let that absorb in. And what's very important for healers to know, and I know I've put a message out, my goodness, I can't remember when I did the video, a message to healers, but it was don't fix what isn't broke, observe only. Bodies and energies are going to start to look different. The chakras are going to look different. They're going to change colors as they're going from the third to the fifth dimension. Yes, they are. And they're going to expand. Think of your shoulder width here. Expand. They're going to get bigger. All right? This is what we need. Now, what is different this time around? We're either light beings on this earth plane, and a lot of us think that we're holograms because our light body cannot handle this dense environment of earth. It's really like a garden. And this is our earth suits that can handle all the dense atmosphere here. All right. So what's happening though is that now we want to be able to keep our physical body and still have our light body. I mean, like we always have done anyway. But it's going to be a beautiful merging of our light bodies and physical bodies. This is something that we haven't experienced before. So it's going to be really, really great. Instead of choosing, all right, we want off this, let's take the earth suit off. We want to be done with the physical and go back to our light. A lot of us have gotten so attached after being here on the physical level to physical bodies. We have really grown fond of the physical bodies with over, my goodness, what do they tell me, 120 to 150,000 years that we've been in the third dimension. Now we're going to get back up to the upper vibrations and the upper dimensions, but we still want to honor our earth suits. Right? They're space suits. That's our light body. That's our rainbow body. Anyway, so it's really powerful with all of everything that's coming together, and it's exciting. It really is. So we have these beings that have always been around, helping us. Okay, even like the fairies were in physical form, and then guess what? There's cruelty, and when you mistreat nature spirits, when you just mistreat Mother Nature, the earth, like how we've treated her, when you just mistreat any type of living being, a high vibrational being, they're going to retreat into the upper vibrations and wait for us to stop being so darn mean and to, hey, let's play nice now. So they wait for us to adjust our attitudes. They wait for us to really make an effort to work back on that balance, and then they'll meet us halfway and, hey, okay, that's great, let's go. Alright, so I'll save fairies for another show, but this is dragons, angels, and unicorns, and I want to talk about, everyone knows about angels and archangels. Alright, there's so many of them, and yes, it's great to know the names. You don't have to know the names as long as you know the vibration. And a really quick, I like shortcuts. Because I'm horrible with names anyway. But I will always remember the feeling of the energy. Always remember a face. Always remember a sound. All right, because who we really are is a tone or a sound. So, shortcut wise, if I forget what archangel is in charge of something, I just say, hey, the archangel that's in charge to take care of this situation, come here right now. They know who they are. They show up. They don't wait for you, sitting there tapping their foot, looking at a watch, right? No, that's not my name. They're not like that. They're not egotistical. No, they come in and help immediately. So we don't have to know their name. You can just, though, put out there too. I like to say the angels, all the angels in every phylum are the angel that's specifically suited for the situation, whether it's an angel or a higher vibrational angel, the archangels. Everything is in like the archangels. Everything is like in layers, isn't it? Everything is like in degrees. And so it doesn't mean that the higher that we go, the better that someone is just because they can get the higher vibrations. We shouldn't compare like that. And this is, someone had watched my video on cosmic heart healing, and she had asked me, she said, you started talking about mediums and mediumship and you stopped. And it was, I was channeling, and then I was aware of what was being said, and I actually shut it down because I just said, not right now, we'll come back to this another time, because I don't want anyone to ever feel like you're being separated and picked on and labeled and classified. We've all had enough of that. All right. The point, though, to get there very quickly, because it's like the point where you're trying to make guides. I'm sorry, I shut that down. Are actually they're angels, they're master teachers, they're, well, you want to call them aliens, that's fine. But they are very much cosmic teachers that I've been channeling. So I said, okay, well, what's the point that you wanted to make with that? And they're like, those psychics and mediums, those who can see into the future, right? You can't see higher than your vibration, higher than the dimension that you're in, but you can see lower up to yours. So let's say all of us who are in the third dimension, but there's always been people vibrating higher anyway. But if someone's in the third dimension and gives a reading, and they're going to go out a little bit, maybe psychically, they can't see beyond the third dimension. So they're going to take you to the highest they can get in the third dimension, and that's it. Someone who operates in the fifth dimension, or who can even go higher, they can see a little farther. And it covers everything from low to high. Alright, you can see below you and in your own dimension, but you can't see higher than where you're working and operating. Now, then some of you may go, aha, but wait a minute, what about the Akashic records? Which is supposed to be in a very high place. High vibration. Is the person, and this is something you should ask, are you communicating, are you actually in the Akashic records? Are you in the upper vibrations? Or are you communicating with a guide or angelic being who is in the Akashic records and getting information for you? So am I saying, is one better than the other? It's just knowing who you're communicating with and where the information's coming from. That's all. All right. So that's the message that was trying to get across. That I kind of was like, no, not right now. I don't want to upset or offend anybody in the field, because I just think it's wonderful. I know and feel that it's wonderful, as each and every one of us, that we are all embracing our spirituality. And the last thing we need is more judgment and separation. So just want to clarify that. So now, back to dragons, angels, and unicorns, because everyone's like tapping their foot going, hey, come on, let's go. Okay. So we know about angels. I'm not going to go into all the different type of them. There's a lot of information out there. You can Google all the different types of angels and archangels. But dragons, they're not just part of, they're not a myth, they're not just mythical creatures, they actually exist. So I'm going to ask you, have you met your dragon? Do you have a dragon that you work with? Many people who embrace who they are, their abilities, and whether they go into healing or they go into psychic mediumship, embracing their intuitiveness, they may feel a dragon presence. And they go, oh, okay, this is really great. Well, you have one that's assigned to you, just like we have angels that are assigned to us. Now, the importance with dragon, this may probably really knock your socks off here. But if you have socks on. Dragons are fourth dimensional beings from Lumaria. Yeah, let's say that again. Dragons are fourth dimensional beings from Lumaria. Now, they can go where the angels won't go. Does that blow your mind? Because when I first heard that, I'm like, what? I thought angels go everywhere. What are you talking about? No. Archangels don't just cover and take care of Earth realm. They take care of a lot. So each dimension and each vibration has these beautiful divine beings that work in each one. They have their assignment, so to speak. See, we're always working. So the archangels won't go into and help and work like you think they do. Anything lower than what were they telling me? The third dimension. Yeah, they won't go lower than the third dimension. Okay, so we were in 3D, but you can be even lower than that. But if there was ever a time where you felt like you needed more than the angels, and I know that may sound crazy, you call them the dragons, because the dragons go down even deeper. I'm talking deep, deep. All right, they can go into the high vibrations, up like with the angels, and then they do a nosedive right on down to like the Earth star, or the center of the Earth. The angels won't go down into the center of the Earth. That's what okay? Because the dragons do. That's their job. So they can go really deep. You want to do some really deep work, you have your dragons. And this is why in cleaning and clearing chakras, releasing things that don't work for us anymore, the old 3D feelings, ideas, anxieties, whatever, the dragons come in and really help with clearing that all out. And then it's like pass the baton to the angels, and your dragons are still going to be there to help you. All right, so it's just fascinating. There's dragons for each kind of element, and or for each that they have their jobs as well. So like fire dragons. So when you go to sit with your dragon later, I want you to visualize what color is your dragon and what element. Do you get a name? I have like a cobalt blue dragon, and her name is Sophia, and she has a little bit of all the elements: fire, wind, water, and earth. And I'm going to tell you, a lot of us will have a dragon that encompasses all of them. And if I go through over these elements, see if that fits and resonates with you. So the fire dragon is very protective, and the fire dragon can breathe its fire into your aura to cleanse what no longer serves you. That's a sacred flame. All right, and that's beautiful. They clear the energy in your home. Like in feng shui, the dragon lines is very much connected with the earth, so that they burn up old and stale energy. The fire dragon won't go where the angels do. I already talked about that. which we would probably call hell, right? The fire. Anyway, so the fire dragon will protect you at all times, even while you are, excuse me, sleeping, while you are driving. This is great for kids to identify with their dragon. And hey, guess what? Your dragon's right beside you while you're sleeping. Dragons and angels, not that the kids don't connect with angels, they really do, but when you tell them they have this huge support system around them, oh, they're going to love that. Boys and girls both love dragons. You say dragons and angels, and what's your dragon's name? And your dragon's right beside you, and you know, it's going to protect you through the night. That's beautiful. It'll help your kids help you. Help the inner child. Then of course the water. We have the water dragons, and they actually eat up toxins in the water. So when you see a source of water, whether it's a lake, a stream, an ocean, that may need some healing, call on the water dragons to come and get rid of those toxins. There's an oil leak. How many of those have we had in the past? If you hear about any type of water source being contaminated even more than it already is, everyone visualize, call on the water dragons to go there and to breathe their healing fire into that water to release the toxins. I mean, they really do. They eat it up. All right, and they also, yeah. All right. So sorry. Woo! Too many things. So now air dragons. See, the air dragons just wanted to come right on in. Whew! You're in my ear. So the air dragons. What do you think the air dragons like to do? Keep our air clean. You see the chemtrails. Imagine a dragon right behind it. Chomp, chomp. Like playing Pac-Man. Chomp, 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 chomp. But it's a dragon. The dragon is just chomping and eating up all of those bad energies. Now here's something too, is it's not just human toxics by chemicals, it's also what we put out there spiritually and esoterically. All our negative thoughts, all our negativity that just goes and floats, the air dragons gobble those up too. So it's very important to like kind of visualize all of this happening and working in this great cleansing. And it's actually fun to do too. So of course the earth dragons work with the ley lines. That's like in feng shui I was talking about. They help to clear the earth and the earth energy under your home and around your home, the land, and if there's been trauma and drama on the land, like a battle, or they have been killings, you know, on that particular land too, like battlefields, you can send the earth dragons to help heal that land. Think about the land that has soaked in the blood. All right, so we're gonna, and that goes deep into Mother Earth's soil and into the ley lines. And we want the earth dragons to help heal all of that, to clear it, to cleanse it all out. Okay? And this is very powerful because this is the first time that the fifth dimensional dragons have been back since the time of Atlantis. And they may have been spirit guides, but they are making a very strong presence now. Alright, they have come through. And with portals opening, more and more of these spiritual beings are coming through and helping us. Alright, so this is great that we have these fifth dimensional dragons to help us expand into the fifth dimension. Alright, they're just pure love. They can show up at any type of, like when I send healing, so I go through each, okay, so let's send the water to all the water, let's send the earth to wherever it needs to go, you know, all of that, just send them out as well. It's a lot of fun. So you can ask them to show up at any type of ceremony like that, or just any time you want them to show up. Work on the vibration of 33, threes, dragons. We've heard fours, angels, right? 444 or fours. Threes are dragons. Dragon Kingdom. Where do you think they live? Kind of gave it away. They kind of live in the center of the earth. It is hollow. And it's the Earth star. So they will show up, and you ask for them to take a journey with them, and they will journey with you. Alright? But they are here to help us, like I said, expand into the 5th dimension. How long is it going to take? There are some who say that the golden age starts in 2032. That is 20 years from 2012. I asked if that can speed up, and absolutely it can. As more and more of us are lighting up, so to speak, we are actually increasing it. We're making it happen at a much faster pace. So absolutely. I think I've told you everything about the dragons. I'm just going through my notes real quick. Yay. So make sure you spend time with your dragons. And many of you may feel like you're a dragon master. And that's great. You are. Alright, so I think I've got the fire dragons to burn up the children's nightmares. Yeah, fire dragon to sit by your child and protect them through the night. We already talked about, yeah, what all the other dragons do. And the child's personal dragon, which can do everything. And that's pretty much like all your dragon has a little bit of each element in it, your personal dragon. But let's call on to the specific dragons, because what you'll see is your dragon, and you'll see all the other dragons coming into. Very powerful. Let's have a multitude of them come up and help. Absolutely. Yes, come help us. The more the better. And so it's a lot of fun. And your inner child will come out to play when you start connecting with your dragon. You'll feel that excitement and that familiarity, because this isn't the first time we have communicated with dragons. Alright, so dragons and angels. We're talking about angels. Now, unicorns, not just these mythical creatures. These are very high vibrational. Unicorns vibrate between the 7th and 9th dimensions. Yeah, that's pretty high, isn't it? Unicorns vibrate between the 7th and 9th dimensions. In 1987, there was an event that was called the Harmonic Convergence. Yeah, and this is when people's ascension lights started to go off. This is when light workers really started waking up, removing the veil that blinds us. And that was 1987, Harmonic Convention, okay? So a lot of us started waking up, took the veils off, and the 7th dimensional unicorns at that time took the opportunity to slip through the crack in one of the gateways. I want to say it's not Lyran, it might be Lion. but it did slip through one of the gateways. And they helped these people who had the lights go off, who are pure of heart, and they've been with the pure of heart. They slipped in 1987. Well, guess what? The Lyran. Lyran. Yeah, I'm saying it right. Anyway, at the full opening of that Stargate, which was just last year, 2015, guess what? The 9th dimensional unicorns gained access, and they just flooded. They just flooded in, and they're helping us. They are here to help all those whose hearts are open and ready. Are you ready? Yay, we have unicorns! So this is a very powerful what's happening, and it's just like a domino effect. It really is. I know, it's like, isn't it great? But they're here for the first time in a very, very long time. So since last year, 2015, when that Stargate has opened, and we've got another one opening up currently as well. And see, I think that's a lion. This one was Lyra and Lyran last year. So these Stargates are just popping open left and right, and we've got a lot of great energies coming in. All right. So there's just a lot going on. I don't want to be like overwhelming. So we've heard about crystal skulls. You're going to hear a little bit more about the crystal skulls. Just know that. And that there's 13, absolutely. But know that 13th skull they'll never find physically, because it was removed off the physical plane and taken into, it's in a very well protected high dimensional energy vibration. It's in a higher dimension, totally protected, and when the time is right, it will reveal the 12 skulls, crystal skulls, and the 13th one will reveal the mysteries that have eluded us. But that 13th crystal skull, all you amethyst lovers, we're going to love this. I know one of them is an amethyst skull. Woo! Just makes you want to vibrate right off your unicorn, doesn't it? Anyway. So the unicorns are very much here to help us. You can feel them in your heart, in your sacred heart center. Feel them. And it's to help us. They bridge. Yeah, there you go. It's like a bridge to the upper vibrations. They really are. So we've talked about dragons, angels, and unicorns. And how does that make you feel? It should make you feel even more, maybe, I won't say hopeful, but hopeful, and should hopefully you feel more joyful and more bliss, and knowing that, you know what, you're not alone. Because sometimes light workers, again, whatever you want to call yourselves, that there's many of us who feel like we're the only ones in our area, or like we're all alone. And the great thing about the internet and social media is that we're finding that's not true. We are coming together as a huge community, aren't we? We are making really strong and binding communities that are networking together, and it's powerful. We're sending out this healing and this divine love and light, you know, for everyone, so that we keep these lights keep going off. Let these personal lights, let them remove that veil. And it's like you've heard, okay, so whenever angels get their wings, you hear a bell, right? No, so whenever us earthlings take off our veil, a light goes off. Woo! Remove the veil, and the light goes off. And you can ask to see this. I know I've said this before. It really does work, and it's beautiful when you see it. You just picture, like, you know what a fishing net looks like, or just a net, but it's golden white. It's that Christ consciousness, golden white light color, and that this net is not just for Earth, it's for the whole universe, but it's in multiverses. But it's this beautiful net that's around the Earth. All right, and it's like a grid. This is where we can send that love and light out in all directions. And where you are, all right, on the cosmic GPS, longitude, latitude wise, on this net, you see the light go off. Tink. And that's what I'm talking about. Look at that grid and watch, or just ask, show me the rest of the light workers. Show me the rest of the individuals, the beings that are working in fifth dimensional energies or higher. See the grid, note the lights. Wait a couple of weeks. Ask the same thing. You're going to notice more. And the more you do this, I'm telling you, the more lights you see. It is getting pretty bright out there. We're doing really great. Let's just keep going. Keep doing it. All right? Bravo to each and every one of us, because people who don't care wouldn't be listening to this show or wouldn't be viewing it. All right? And yes, there's people out there that try to snuff out our lights, but they're stuck in the lower vibrations. They can't get into the upper vibrations. All right, because to get there, your heart, your soul, your sacred heart center is scanned, and you must be pure of heart to get into these upper vibrations. So those that have other intentions will not get there. All right, so we are running out of time, and I hope that you play with your dragons and unicorns, and of course with the angels too. Don't forget your angels. And if you have any questions, or you have any comments, or you would like to take the Cosmic Heart healing and the extended 6-week program that goes with that, it's donation only, because I want this available for everyone. There is some prices that you could pay if you want to, but I want to make it available. It's very important to make it available to everyone, that everyone knows how to expand their chakras from 3D to 5D. Start off anyway. Go to my website, whitesagewoman.com, if you would like to have any more information, to sign up for the Cosmic Heart Healing, to leave me a message. You can find me on social media too. Many of you know me on Facebook. There's Goldylocks Temple of Healing page on Facebook, as well as Goldylocks Productions page on Facebook. So thank you all so very much again for taking time out of your busy schedule and sitting in sacred circle, and all of us receiving beautiful love and healing from each other and from our angels and dragons and unicorns. And may the obstacles to your flight be few, and the blessings along your journey be many. Namaste, everyone. Have a beautiful, beautiful evening and week ahead.